Good morning. How are you today? I'm a little tired. It was a rough night with some furnace issues. Well, I likely called this amazing contractor that came to my rescue. I fiddled with it after a minute, and I'll need a new one, I think. It works for now. Yeah, it's a gas furnace, a wall furnace. It's an old. Why? Well, here's okay. So here's the thing. Okay. Well, I was going to call you, of course, but I actually did like a couple of things myself, and then I was worried that I was going to blow the house up after lighting a piece of a broom on fire to try and light the furnace. It is. It is. Oh my god, it was. It was not good. But the furnace is lit, and I'll probably be looking for a new one. More. No, it's a wall furnace, so it's an older bungalow, and I really was gonna look into getting a new one anyway. There's no filter in it, so I have a separate, air purifier for the room. Yeah. Salsa Saturday. It is Shout Out Saturday, too. Yep. Wow. Wow. My clients just set up an appointment with them for their new house that they bought to go over the water softener and all that. Yeah, I'm excited for them. You kind of look like a lumberjack today. You do. It's working now with the black glasses. Yeah, I like it. Yep.
Or, of course, Sarah's right there.
I'm boring today. I'm just black.
Right, exactly. So, Sarah, what's on the home improvement list for you? Got anything going on this week? Tell me what's going on.
Yes, so I love to do some stuff myself. I just finished sanding and restaining the staircase, so I have to do the final coat.
The treads, the risers, the treads, or the handrail?
Risers and treads.
Ooh. Take pictures.
I'll show it to you on the break. It looks great.
Okay, well, that's cool. So, does energy this time of year, saving energy, make any effect on you, or does it impact you at all?
Yeah, I'm actually calling one of our Hire It Done contractors to have some spray foam done in the crawl space because I can feel drafts coming in, and all of my heat escaping.
Well, that's cool. Okay. Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of ways to save energy on your house. Since you're into fixing up your house, and let's give the listeners a little bit of tips as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So utility bills are a big portion of your overhead costs every month. When people buy a house, Sarah, you know this, they want to know, okay, what's my mortgage payment to be? But then you got cable,
everything
lights,
else.
Electric, gas,
yeah,
taxes, water bills, crazy stuff, right?
It's funny you say that, Adam, because a lot of people don't think about this until they get to closing and they're like, wait, what?
Right. Oh, I can't afford this. You're like, oh, well, you're going to have $5 pizzas soon. One bite, everyone knows the rules. That's for sure. But, okay, so let's talk about some savings. Did you know that incandescent bulbs and CFL bulbs and LED bulbs are much different uses of energy?
No.
Okay, so incandescent bulbs are your regular Edison-style light bulbs, right?
Okay.
Do you know what a CFL is? Compact fluorescent light.
Okay.
That's the fluorescent one. Everyone's like, oh, my God, there's mercury in it. We're all going to die. Not going to happen. And then there's LED, light emitting diode. And what we're going to do is we're going to break each one down after we come back from the break. How does that sound? You
Sounds
like that?
good. Yeah.
Because here's the thing, Sarah. A lot of people don't know the difference between the lights, and a lot of people don't know there's different colors now. They measure light by Kelvin.
Okay.
Or K. And, depending on the type of light, like for your kitchen or your walk-in closet or your bathroom, there are different levels. So we're going to talk about that, but we're also going to give you super simple ways to save on your energy costs when we come back. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. 248-539-9797. You got a question Google can't answer. Give Sarah and I a call. This is the Higher Town Radio Network. We'll be right back.
When it comes to buying a home, they say cash is king. But you're a queen, and that's just as powerful. You're armed with a verified approval from Rocket Mortgage. Sellers know your offer is good, so your bid has the strength to compete with cash offers. Now grab your crown and rule. That castle is yours. So when you need an edge in the bidding war, Rocket can.
The Beauchamp family's been in the water treatment business since 1976. Well, we moved on to well water, and my mom experienced well water for the first time, and her hair was discoloring, the toilets and fixtures were discoloring, and my dad went around and shopped many different type of water softeners and forced him to really learn about water and how to properly treat it. And before we knew it, our family entered into the water business because my dad was so fascinated with everything that went along with it. For us growing up, it was going to school, learning our schoolwork, and then going home and learning our water treatment home schoolwork.
Most of our problems that we run into are a lot of iron issues from well water, calcium buildup, odor in the water, smelly water. Arsenic's been a big thing for us. Most of our work has mainly been on well water, but we're definitely branching into city water because of that market there's a lot more people that are more knowledgeable. There's a lot more public knowledge to that. You hear it on the radio, you hear it in the newspaper. Obviously Flint struck, kind of brought that up, but it is an issue. It's an issue that is becoming more aware of, to the communities, and certainly there's treatment for that. Now with the city water and people with their health and stuff, they're trying to, get their water as clean as they can.
Welcome back. This is Higher Done. My name's Adam Helfman, alongside Sarah Sells. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
So we want to talk about saving money on energy bills. When the first thing is changing your light bulb. So the most inefficient light bulb is the incandescent bulb. Okay.
Is that the old school?
Yeah, the one with the little thing across.
With the white?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the filament, and it burns hot. 60-watt bulb. Okay, so let's say you have a 60-watt bulb, right? Mm-hmm. We'll do a little math here. A 60-watt bulb gives X amount of light, okay? Mm-hmm. And if you have 10 60-watt bulbs in your house, that's 600 watts, right? So if you have 10 bulbs giving off 60 watts each, it's 600 watts. In 1 hour's time, that's 600 watts per hour, right?
Sure.
Take the same bulb and convert to give the same output of 60 watts and use a compact fluorescent, and you only need 13 watts per bulb to give the same light as a 60 watt. Okay? Mm-hmm. You follow me so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so now 10 13-watt bulbs is 130 watts, right?
Yep.
10 60-watt bulbs is 600 watts. So if you have 10 bulbs that are compact fluorescent running for an hour, it's only 130 watts to give the same light as 10 60-watt bulbs, which is 600 watts. So now you're saving a ton of energy, right?
Just by switching out your light bulbs.
Now, take this compact fluorescent, which are 13 watts, and then the 60 watts. Now you go to LED. Do you know how much energy an LED bulb takes to give you the same light output as a 60-watt bulb? I'm going to teach you, Sarah.
Yay.
248-539-9797. Give us a call if you have a question about home improvement. It's Shout Out Saturday, by the way, if you want to do that. And we're talking about LED light bulbs compared to CFL and compared to incandescent. If you have a 13-watt CFL, a 60-watt incandescent bulb, what's the LED equivalent? That's the key, right?
So let me ask you this, though, because isn't there that whole discussion about how these light bulbs last longer, they're more energy efficient,
Yeah.
but there's the waste aspect of that, too, right? Isn't there an issue?
Well, here's the thing. You're going down the right path, yes, but let me finish the text, and then we'll go from here. So here's the deal. LED bulbs,
Yeah.
I didn't tell anyone the wattage yet. In order to get the same light output as a 60-watt bulb and a 13-watt CFL, you only need, everyone ready? 3 watts. A 3-watt LED bulb will give off the same color as a 60-watt incandescent. So now here's the thing. 10 LED bulbs give off how many watts in an hour?
30.
Yes, correct. Ding, 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 ding. Sarah Sells, front of the class, folks.
Look, I'm blonde, but I'm not dumb.
Okay, so here's the deal. 30 watts, 600 watts.
Yeah.
How much, Sarah, how much savings do you think that is?
I mean, it's probably going to be...
You got to speak into your mic so everyone can hear
It's
you.
probably going to be...
A lot.
hundreds over the whole
yeah.
over the whole year.
Right.
It would probably break down to hundreds.
So it's a 95% reduction in energy.
Right.
So here's what I'm going to say, Sarah.
Yes.
If everyone in America changed their bulbs to an LED bulb, we would solve the energy crisis in the whole world. That's how much energy savings.
Okay.
And by the way, putting in lights, putting in the right lights also helps the economy and helps the environment. So as far as I'm concerned, LED bulbs are the way to go. Now, picking the color of the LED bulbs, whether it's 5,000K, 2,500K, 3,000K, that gives you the yellow light or the blue or the white,
blue.
the super white. Now, you want to use those in your closet, in a bathroom, kitchen, but there's certain weird areas where you don't need the super bright white. So we'll have a whole show on that. But I just wanted to give you a quick bulb savings. Makes sense to people, okay?
Yeah.
How about smart switches to your lights? Did you ever think about that?
Yes. So those are actually different than dimmers. Mm-hmm. And I have had a couple clients that tried to do partial smart home.
Yep.
And had these things, with the smart lights, the smart doors, windows, all of that.
Yeah.
And they notice a huge difference in their bill.
Right. That's a good one. So you absolutely are getting people on the right path. So adding a smart switch is kind of like a programmable thermostat because you can set it where it's not on all the time. It only goes on with motion, or it goes on in certain times. Like I have a floodlight above my garage that only goes on at 7 p.m. at night, and it goes off at 6 a.m. So it's from 7 a.m. almost 12 hours. You know, because I'm out of the house
Dusk
early.
to dawn.
Exactly.
That's how my outdoor lights are too.
Yeah, so you're pretty good at that. You got it.
I try.
How about clocking around windows? What are your thoughts on that?
It's a definite must. I mean, you notice the difference right away if, that seal's broken.
Okay. So, yeah, caulking around your windows, stopping air leaks is a huge energy saver. In fact, one little air leak around, let's say you have a door going out to an outside, and if you're in the house looking at the door going out,
Yeah.
and you see a little bit of light around the edge sometimes,
Then you
that
need
is such an air loss leak
Yeah.
that it's equal. Here's the deal. It's equal to about an 8-inch by 8-inch square hole in the side of your house that just lets the heat out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Completely crazy. So you got to seal those air leaks, especially in your attic.
I need to do that today.
Well, what, you want to quit the show right now and go home and do it?
Yeah.
Okay, so 248-539-9797. If you have a question, you want to give us a comment, let us hear from you. We'd love to talk to you. Hi, Adam. As you know, LED lights are really not bulbs. They make them look like bulbs. Ron from the D. Yes, Ron, LED means light emitting diode. Okay, so when it emits light, it becomes a light. Now, is it a light bulb? Well, that LED goes into a bulb-shaped piece of glass. So common sense says it's a bulb. But if you get technical, maybe you're right, Ron. Ron from the D. I'm not sure, but I'll buy it. And if anyone else has a question, give me a call, 248-539-9797. I mean text, excuse us. It's also Shout Out Saturday. So, Sarah, what else we got? How about, you said you had a furnace problem, but
Yeah.
have you ever thought about, like, upgrading the furnace to a fancy schmancy one?
Yeah.
So the high efficiency furnaces are really the way to go.
Absolutely.
So there's other ways to save a lot of energy in a house. You know, if you have a crawl space or you have ductwork, you could insulate it. That's
I'm calling on that
big
this
savings.
week.
Yep.
Spray foam.
You have heat registers in each room, right? Mm-hmm. It seems like a waste to heat unused rooms. Okay?
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Here's the thing. Closing the heat registers in unused rooms can increase your heating costs.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so then I'm definitely wrong for that because I do that.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Your return air registers, you can't close. So they suck cooler air off, and that's one of the things that happens, and that's why. Adding insulation, obviously, is one of the best ways to go as
Yep.
well. How about using less hot water? Have you ever thought of that?
I try to.
Have you adjusted the thermostat, the temperature on your hot water tank? On the bottom of there's a dial.
Yeah. So someone I know had it so hot it was like scalding. You couldn't even turn it all the way hot.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, this is insane.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that also. We're going to take a quick break, folks. If you have a question, give us a call, 248-539-9797. Text us whatever you want.
Yeah. Please
Sarah and I
do.
are going to be talking about signs that your house is failing when we come back. I'm Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network.
Your house brought you together. Like, really together. And although together is great, together with more space is better. With Rocket Mortgage, you get personalized loan options, closing costs, and tax estimates all in real time. So when you need to know what it takes for a home to fit your budget and your family, Rocket can. Rocket.
Hey everyone, it's Adam Helfman from HireItDone.com. So you've got a roof leak, now what? Well, let me tell you what you need to do. First thing you have to have is an idea of how old your roof is. A lot of people who bought a house, the roof's been on there for years, you don't know. So the first thing is you need to identify how old your roof is. And that's going to play a part later on. So if you've had your roof done by a previous contractor that you know, reach out to him and ask him how to make a warranty claim, or have them come out and inspect the roof and see if they can fix the leak right then and there. Now, a lot of people don't know about warranties. There's two types of warranties. There's the manufacturer warranty and the contractor's warranty. The best warranty, obviously, is from the contractor, because that's the person who installed it. If you ever read the fine print on a warranty from a roofing manufacturer, you're going to get lost in a lot of legal mumbo jumbo. In fact, there are contractors out there who will tell you that the roofing warranty is not worth the paper it's written on. So my opinion, and from my experience, it's better to go to the contractor who installed the roof and ask him about his warranty. There's where you're going to get the faster and quicker service. So what happens if your roof doesn't have coverage from the warranty? What do you do now? Well, that's where you call a roofing contractor who should be certified by the manufacturer, who can come out and assess the damage and also provide you with a solution. Not always are they going to say that you need a brand new roof. They may say it's flashing, or they can replace a few shingles. So you've got to ask the roofer before he comes out, do you do roof repairs? That's an important question. So most homeowners, when they have a roof leak, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, oh boy, I think I have to replace my whole roof. And that's not a small investment. A roof is quite expensive. So if you do need a new roof, you need to make sure that you know that you really do. Are your shingles worn out? Are they curled? Are they old? Are there missing granules? Are there bald patches on your roof? Those are items that you need to look for to make sure that you really do need a new roof. Now, if you find a great roofer and he gets up there and shows you pictures and walks you through the process of a new roof, you'll know right away if you need a new roof. So if you find a leak in your house, guess what? It's pretty simple. You can leave a comment below or visit HireItDone.com. Click on Ask Adam. I'll personally answer your roofing question. And if you think you need a new roof and you want to find great contractors, HireItDone.com has the best roofers in the business. So remember, the best roof is the one that's installed properly.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Got Sarah Sells in studio. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
So we're talking about all kinds of things around your house, save energy,
Yeah,
which is interesting. You like to save energy, don't you, Sarah?
I do. I
figured.
need to make those calls this week.
Really? Well, we got more to do. How about your dryer duct? Do you know how many fires a year in your ductwork exhaust from your dryer?
I always forget to clean that out.
Lint? Well, by the
Not
way, if
the
it's
lint.
plugged, the lint, well, listen, the ductwork that pushes the lint out, let me just tell you something. That's super flammable. We talked about for my prepper, put it in a Ziploc bag.
Save the lint in a baggie.
Right. You have to. Come on now.
Yeah.
Anyways, my point is, it's flammable as heck. So you really need to clean that out. And by the way, it costs about $85 a year in electricity to run a dryer. So if it's not efficient,
Really?
if the duct's clogged, it'll take twice as much energy.
Okay.
Think of all the savings. Now, have you ever heard anyone tell you to drain your water heater?
Yes. Once a year
And why do you think you need to do that?
to get the sediment out.
And a girl. Now you learn in front of the class. Sarah Sells is going to the front of the home improvement class. Give us a call this morning, 248-539-9797. Text us if you have a question that Google can't answer, or if you're an essential worker, you've been out all night shoveling or whatever it is, guess what? you can text us. We'll give you a shout out.
Please do.
Looking at changing commercial kitchen lighting from T8 fluorescent 4-foot bulb fixtures to LED lighting fixtures. Your thoughts? Yeah. So they make an LED kit that can go into that lighting. I'm not sure the T number of it, but you could totally convert 4-inch fluorescents to LEDs. They're thinner. They save a lot more energy. That's like 85% reduction in energy cost by changing those in your commercial use, in case you wanted to know that. So anyways, what about a smart meter? Have you ever heard of a smart meter?
Yes, but I don't use them at my house.
That's okay. A lot of people think they're like spying on you, so we'll just skip the smart meter. Your refrigerator uses a lot of energy. And so the coils on your refrigerator, which is like an air conditioner coil, you need to get dust off it. So you need to clean those on a regular basis. Once every 3 months, I would say.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Now, do you use a chimney for your fireplace?
At two of the houses, yes.
Okay.
Chimney sweep once a year to get the soot out.
But if you're never using your fireplace, put a chimney pillow in there,
Yep.
and that'll stop the air from leaking. But don't turn the fireplace on.
Oh my gosh, do you want to hear a quick story about raccoons in the chimney?
Please do tell.
Okay, so my parents spend half the time down south, and I was at one of their houses, and they're like, you need to go and check on it. I'm like, okay. And I walk in, and I see all this stuff everywhere throughout the whole house, and like smears on the wall. It was the wildest thing. I thought I needed to call the cops. Come to find out, there was a raccoon that came not through the first fireplace upstairs, but in the basement wood burning fireplace. It came through that little door. What's it called? The little door on
the flue?
Yes, it came through there in the basement, went through everything in the house, and then all of the scrapes on the wall where it was the raccoon trying to get out. Come to find out, this raccoon had 5 babies in there. So it was this whole process.
Were they paying rent?
They were with my Prada sunglasses and everything else that they chewed up.
Nice.
It was like a 2-week process to get all of them out. But yes, you definitely need to put stuff in there. That was a big lesson.
I got you. It makes sense.
Yeah.
248-539-9797. If you have a question Google can't answer, give us a call or a text. I'm sorry. So, Sarah, you like to buy houses. You like to flip houses. You're in the real estate business.
Yeah.
Your home improvement game is stepping up a little bit.
It is.
You just need to realize that you have the most knowledgeable, confident expert
guru
in the home improvement business.
I do.
And you don't call and you don't ask. So insulting. Like I'm losing sleep over it.
I thought you were already sleeping. I didn't want to wake you up.
Whatever, dude. 24/7.
All right. Remember that.
Okay. Well, I better be careful, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what are the signs? Let's go over some signs that your house is failing.
Okay.
This is good for people who know about their house and they don't realize when you get a house, it doesn't come with an owner's manual. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't come with like an odometer. Hire It Done is going to be your odometer, which I like.
Yeah, I like that too.
I feel like a lumberjack today.
I think you look like a lumberjack.
I'm wearing the checker red and black hoodie.
Buffalo plaid, baby.
Is that what it's called?
It is.
Listen, I'm Jewish, okay? If it doesn't say Gucci, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Oh, you are so high maintenance.
Oh, the worst. 248-539-9797. Good morning. I'm Randy, essential worker for Endurance Solutions,
Hey,
a
Randy.
trash company. What up, Endurance Solutions in the house? Shout out to Randy for listening. Thanks, Randy. So what are some of the signs your house is failing? Do you know?
I am going to guess one, we already talked about it, drafts coming in.
Is that a fail or is it just a loose air? That's a fail.
No, that's a fail. And then I'm going to go with probably plumbing.
Okay.
Plumbing issues, leaks. That's going to lead to mold, mildew, which is a whole nother thing.
Right.
Electrical.
Well, yeah, you got everything. Everything in a house is old. Can get old, right?
Yeah.
So first, a couple things. Here's the thing that you need to look, because these are maintenance issues. It's like a damaged plumbing vent boot. You know what that is?
No.
Okay, so a soil stack that goes through the roof, okay, that connects to your plumbing that allowed it to vent.
The PVC?
Yeah.
thing?
Soil
Okay.
stack, yeah. So
Okay.
when it goes through your roof, they have a rubber boot that goes over it on the roof, and then they flash around it, and the shingles go around it so that it's watertight at the roof,
Okay.
but the boot is rubber. So when it sits outside and faces the sun or the elements, winter, summer,
cracks.
it cracks over time, right? And then it
Yeah.
shrinks, and then water gets around it, ice freezes it, pushes it apart, and then we'll get down in there. So a damaged plumbing vent boot is a sign of your house getting old. Well, that's one thing, okay? Do you ever think about stains in your ceiling? If there's no
I've
plumbing
seen
leaks and you have
them,
stains, what
yeah.
do you think that causes that, Sarah? What causes stains in your ceiling like that? If there's
Well,
no...
of course, I'm going to go with moisture first.
Right, perfect. So here's why. High moisture content will gravitate to one area. So like the dew point, DEW, like when you see windows, someone's like, oh my God, I have brand new windows, but there's water on the ledge of the windows. You know why that is?
Condensation from the heat.
Dew point. Yeah. So here's
Yeah.
what it is. If it's 14, 15 degrees outside and your house is 70 degrees inside, you only have a double pane window between the 14, 15 degrees and the 70 degrees, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a 55 degree difference. When moisture in the air has that drastic of a change, droplets form. That's where you get the dew point. And that happens on your ceiling. So you have an attic that's really cold, okay?
I see.
And you have the temperature inside the room. So when that temperature changes, you'll get moisture buildup, and then it becomes a stain. That's something that you need to look into. I don't know if you knew that, but a little bit of science today, right?
I know it now.
248-539-9797. What else is there? How about damaged shingles? That's a big one.
Yeah.
So, Sarah, how many houses, when you sell houses and you look at it, do you ever does the inspector think, oh, the roof is damaged, the roof is no good? Is that a deal breaker?
I mean, I use inspectors who are super thorough and who are out to help, not dissolve the sale. But yeah, I mean, things come up with roofs that are like, hey, you need to get a whole new roof here.
And then the seller says, well, I'll take the price of a new roof off the selling price.
Or they'll get a new roof, or we'll escrow funds, or yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I didn't
Yeah.
know. Okay, so that's a big deal. Getting a roof, by the way, but from now on, I'm going to give you some orders and a request and a
Homework?
no.
Okay.
In the future, any transaction, real estate or not, for you,
Okay.
I'm requesting that you tell the homeowners to use Hire It Done.
That's not a problem.
You have to think about it. It should be an absolute, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Of course we are.
Okay. So roofing, because we kill it in roofing. Any roofing company out there?
Yeah,
that's
I've
not
used
part of
the
Hire It Done?
roofing. I've
Yeah.
used the Hire It Done roofing company. And
Which
they were
roofer did you
fantastic.
use? LNS?
Yes.
They're cool.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah.
By the way, at 8 o'clock, we have a roofer coming on.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, he's calling in. Kanga Roof, because they hop to it.
I love it.
Yeah,
Hop,
they're really,
hop.
yeah, they're the best. We've got literally, I put my roofers up against any roofer there.
Well, good, because he can come out and give me a quote for the other house.
Oh yeah, don't even worry about it. You're covered.
Okay.
248-539-9797. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Huffman. We got Sarah Sells in studio with me. We're going to take a quick break, but we have signs that your house is failing. And we're going to take a break, and we're going to talk more about that when we come back. Is that good, Sarah?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll be right back, folks.
Your house brought you together. Like, really together. And although together is great, together with more space is better. With Rocket Mortgage, you get personalized loan options, closing costs, and tax estimates all in real time. So when you need to know what it takes for a home to fit your budget and your family, Rocket can. Rocket.
Few things are guaranteed in home improvement, but clogged drains might be one of them. Nowadays, you can go online and you can find a million different tricks and hacks on how to fix a clogged drain. I asked Ron Alexander of Shelby Mechanical what he thinks about the do-it-yourself drain declogging methods. He said to me he would recommend staying away from any of those gimmicks. Vinegar, baking soda, or whatever else people talk about pouring down the drain. You're more than likely to just end up with a mess in the drain that's still clogged. I also don't recommend out-of-the-box chemical drain openers either. While those can be effective on some clogs, they can also damage your pipes and end up costing a lot of money in repairs down the road. But there are a handful of things you can try that are safe and do work before going through the trouble of having a plumber come out. The first method that Ron recommended was the good old-fashioned plunger and using hot water. Hot water can help break down the common clogging agents like grease and soap, and the plunger can sometimes push the clog through. According to Ron, it will depend on the type of clog and where the clog is and the shape of your drain as to whether or not plunging can effectively solve your problems. For a clog shower, Ron says the simplest answer might be the best. A lot of times with a shower, the problem is hair, and people don't realize that they could see the clog and maybe even just reach down and pull it out if they take off the drain cover. In the case of a clog that you can't quite reach, a coat hanger or a similar hook might help you remove the clog. If you're handy and you feel up to the task, you could always rent a plumber's snake at a big box store to deal with a particularly stubborn clog. Ron even has people call him on the phone for tips in the middle of working on their drain. People call me all the time and ask. I don't mind. If it's something simple I can recommend, I'll tell you. And if it's something I think we can come out and take a look at, I'll tell you that too. I always say there's nothing wrong with doing your due diligence and seeing if you can fix a problem yourself. But if you're getting nowhere, fighting a clogged drain all afternoon because you want to save a few dollars, ask yourself this. How much is your time worth? Because most homeowners, there's a point where the time is more valuable to them than what they would end up paying someone to fix it, and that's when it's time to make the call. For more plumbing tips, or if you're looking for a great plumber like Ron Alexander and his team at Shelby Mechanical, just head over to hireitdone.com. Welcome back. This is Higher Dumb. My name's Adam Helfman. Having an awesome, awesome Saturday.
We are.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
So, Sarah, we were talking about ways to save energy and if your house is failing and things like that, right? Mm-hmm. So we talked about roofing with damaged shingles. How about clogged and dirty soffits? What are your thoughts on that? Soffits are the overhang, the little area underneath the overhang that has the vents.
Yeah.
That's the soffit. The air goes up in that into the roof and then out the ridge or the roof cans. So that kind of ventilation is very important. If it's blocked, you have a real problem. So we got to make sure that you know what to do with that. Now, again, hiring a contractor, plug soffits means you either had it painted and it got shut, or if you don't, Sarah, then you might have insulation blocking it. So that's the other thing, because I tell people to add insulation to that, and you got to make sure that
you don't add too much.
Now, how about mold? Do you have mold in your house?
Ugh, big issue.
Is it a 4-letter word that is a deal killer when there's mold?
More so than not, absolutely.
Yeah. I figured as much. Now, what about like roof venting issues or rusty gutters or broken gutters? Do you ever see that a lot?
Oh, yeah, we see that all the time, but those are more manageable issues, I would say, than deal breaker issues.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Wanted to ask, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
248-539-9797. If you have a question Google can't answer, you can text us. Mm-hmm. If you're essential worker today, Sarah. You can text us and we'll give you a shout out, which is always a good thing.
Absolutely.
So what else around your house would say that your house is failing? Do you know?
Well, we talked about plumbing.
Right.
You
Okay, so
know.
plumbing's a big one. Dripping, drip marks anywhere?
Yeah.
How about stains around bathroom fans? Did you ever see that?
I'm sure I have. And that goes back to the whole moisture coming in from around where the fan is through the roof, correct?
Well, what happened? Yes, it's very, very, very good. So again, with the dew point, here's what happens. You got high moisture content air being sucked out of the bathroom, right? You took a shower,
Yeah.
steam, the mirrors are all foggy. You turn the fan on and it's sucking air up into your attic.
Yep.
So your house is 68, 70 degrees. When it gets into your attic is closer to the outside temperature. You understand?
Yeah.
So what happens then is the water gets a high moisture content being up there, and then it condenses, and then it drips, and because it's gravity, it's pulling it back. Sometimes you'll get water dripping out of your vent fan in your bathroom. Not a good
Yes.
thing. It's not a good sign. You know what I'm saying?
So this is really common with inspections. I would say probably 70-ish%
Yeah.
come back that they're vented into the attic and not vented out through the roof. So
Right.
that seems to be a common mistake, I would say, on some home improvement stuff that's not done correctly.
Yeah. Well, that's worth it. Totally worth it. But hey, you just don't know. So what else? What about efflorescence? You know what efflorescence is?
Yeah. That is the material that shows up like on the cinder blocks.
It's a chemical reaction. Efflorescence is a white powdery
Yeah.
substance. And
Yeah.
so part of when they make bricks and they make block and make concrete, part of the chemicals in there, when it gets wet and then there's a cycle, you get a little bit of a white powdery substance. It's called efflorescence.
Right.
A lot of times you see it in a basement.
Yep.
So,
So I was close.
yeah, of course.
Look at me.
Hey, whatever it takes, right?
Look at me go.
So the whole point of that is make it work. 248-539-9797. What about water heater stuff? We talked about draining it every year, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else you think that you would think that your house is failing that shows it?
We talked about plumbing, electrical, any shortages or breakers blowing.
Yeah, well, it all depends. There's 1,000 things in every house. That's the thing.
Yeah, of course.
So, all right, what about gaps and holes in your plumbing or attic areas or outside spigots? What do you think about that?
So I love using that spray foam that comes in the can with that little. It's like putting frosting like everywhere. I go crazy with it. I'm
Okay,
the
so
worst.
there's a couple kinds of those. Obviously, we call it,
Expanding foam.
yeah. There's brands, great stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
But there's different levels of it. You know that, right?
Well, I found out that I got the one that expanded more,
Yep.
so I ended up cutting off several inches.
Well, that's not a bad idea. You shouldn't have done it that way. But anyways, great stuff. You want low expanding foam around windows. You want the other stuff around gaps and cracks, like if you have a spigot coming out of the house, maybe an electrical outlet. Under the plumbing in the cabinet, if there's the plumbing pipe goes through and it's got a gap, spray around that, Sarah. That's one of the ways to do it.
Okay.
248-539-9797. Text us. And if you want to watch us on Facebook Live, if your name's Lori Adams, you're blocked. But until then,
Yeah.
we can figure out what to do. But here, someone texted in, got a question. I'm a handy guy. I'm debating on installing an attic ladder. Never did it. Anything I should be aware of or suggestions to make it easier? Yeah, okay. So putting an attic ladder in is a great idea. So you want to pull down staircase is what it is, right?
Everybody loves that extra storage.
Right. Here's the thing. Couple things you need to do, though. When you do that, obviously, you got to put it in between the joists. There's a certain way to hang it so it doesn't fall when you're doing it. But when you pull it down, you want to get into your attic and you want to be able to have a light switch wired right by the opening there. So you can put a little light in your attic. And they make a metal ladder that can do that. That's kind of cool,
That
which
is
is
cool.
the way it should be. So that's the way I would, if I were you, I would have the whole thing work. But
Okay.
it all depends on what you got to do when you do that. So, Sarah, what else do you have? How about air leaks, sealing up your ductwork? Have you ever tried that?
Well, I know that in this new bungalow, I can go into the kitchen and I can feel like drafts coming in from behind where the cupboards are. So I'm definitely going to have one of the Hire It Done contractors come out and check into the crawl and see what gaps and cracks in the walls, the foundation, we can fill to kind of retain some of that heat because it's just flying out.
Okay, so what that would be called is air sealing your house. If you air seal your house, first you should have a blower door test to see how leaky it is. Then they can
Bad.
prescribe the solution. However, air sealing a house is one of the best ways to save energy. It's an inexpensive way to do it, and you can save the biggest bang for your buck. It's like a couple grand to air seal a whole house. However, that money will be paid back instantly.
So I guess I need to make that call today too.
Well, yeah. I mean, I got the guy, so you don't have to worry.
It's pretty bad.
Why do you say that?
There's almost like a 40-degree difference between the living room over to the west side of the house.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about tankless water heaters, Sarah.
Ooh.
By the way, 248-539-9797 if you're an essential worker or a contractor. It's Shout Out Saturday. And we'd love to give you a shout out. It says, "Hi, Adam. We listen every Saturday. We love you. Please give a shout out to Rudy with A&R Garage Doors in Ypsilanti." Yeah, Rudy in his house. A&R Garage Doors, Ipsy. What up?
Hey.
By the way, we need a good garage door guy.
Yep.
Get a hold of us. We'd love to talk about maintenance on garage doors, why it always breaks when your car is in the house, not outside the garage,
Of
right?
course.
I don't have a good contractor for Hire It Done. I have one good contractor for Hire It Done, but he doesn't go everywhere. He's an East Sider. But you guys at Ipsy, you're West. Let's roll A&R Garage in the house.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll talk about them. So, what else, Sarah, do you have around? Because I want to talk about tankless water heaters at the top of the hour.
Oh, okay. So we talked about roof. We talked about plumbing. We talked a little bit of electrical.
How about, so electrical. If it's a 100 amp service, 65 amp service, do you need to upgrade? Most houses today should have 150 amp or 200 amp on average. Because, listen, here's
200
why.
amp?
Here's why. My opinion.
Okay.
We live in a digital society. Every room needs to charge your phone, your iPad, your computer, your gaming system. There are so many things that people plug in today that we're using more power.
This is true.
And I recommend every house have standby generator, but that's a whole other one,
Those are really nice. They're really nice to have for sure.
Right. And that's the way we want to do it. 248-539-9797. Sarah and I are on Facebook Live if people want to see me in my lumberjack outfit. And by the way,
This is definitely out of the norm for you.
right?
I was like,
Shout
oh,
out.
are we going to go to the cider mill?
Well, I like this hoodie.
It
wanted to
looks
feel
good.
I feel like, I just feel good about it.
It looks
Anyways,
good.
shout out to my girl Joni Adele in the house. 248-539-9797. We're going to take a break. When we come back, roofing tips, tankless water heater, more Sarah fun.
Yes.
I'm Adam Helfman with Sarah Sells in the house. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. We're back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We got Dan and Chris Paulson from Paulson's Audio and Video in studio. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So, it's holiday season. One of the best things I love is that you guys cater to the guy who just wants a TV hung and wants to just buy basic TV, but then you get the audio file, and the guy who wants the upscale, the hot, good stuff. And today you brought something in studio. Turntables are making a comeback, right?
Yeah, they really are.
It's like all the rage. Like I have a whole box of albums in the basement from when I was a kid. I have 8 tracks,
Oh, nice.
right?
Absolutely.
Kiss.
There you
It
go.
wasn't like one of my, Led Zeppelin. And then I got every rap album. As soon as 1984 started, it was over. I went completely rap.
You would get along with my wife. She loves rap.
I don't know. I'm old school though. I'm like Run DMC, LL Cool J, Beastie Boys, and then I busted up next to like Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But I like G-Eazy too, so I guess you could get me all the way to modern.
You started with the OG stuff, though. So
Yeah,
that's good.
I'm OG. Yeah, great. NWA. So we have a turntable you brought. Can you, for the audience, if you want to go to Facebook Live, by the way, go on Hire It Done on Facebook, Paulson's on Facebook, like them both. We have a video right now that we're live in studio, and you can see this turntable that they brought. Dan, will you describe it for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have turntables from Sony, Macintosh, Denon, and then one of our more popular brands that's exceptionally popular out there right now is, depending who you ask, made by Project or Project. It's a debate out there, so maybe somebody can call in and tell us the right way, because I hear it every day a different way, at least of those two. But this is part of their debut Carbon line, which is extremely popular.
Super cool.
Oh, it's sexy.
Red,
They've got
yeah.
different colors. This is the red platter. You can get a clear, you can get black, you can get gloss white. They've got the different dust covers. You can soup it up with the tone arm and the case. And Bill's probably rolling his eyes at me right now. He's our audio specialist back at the store, because anyone that comes in and wants to understand turntables, see Bill.
Goes to Bill.
That's who is our internal
So
specialist.
shout out to Bill. He's
Shout
the guy.
out to Bill. Trust me, he has
Bill
helped
likes
us.
Macintosh stuff too.
Yeah, he does. Anything audio is Bill. That's everything related to that. So him and Strat, the two of them, if there's something they can't answer, well, it probably doesn't really
There isn't
exist.
an
Yeah,
answer.
exactly. They've got it all. So, but we brought it with us because we've got turntables in stock, on display, in the store. Starting
Great
at
Christmas gift.
yeah, Christmas gift. Come in today, 10 to 5. Buy it with you, take it home with you. You can demo it out first, like you said. Try it before you buy it. And we've got them starting at $2.99. Great deals.
Now, let me ask a question, because I'm not expert at turntables. Can I put my old vinyl records on that one and scratch?
Oh, sure, if you put, do like I did.
He's like,
right?
Chris is giving
It
me
would
the
scratch
eyes.
all right.
It's
that's
a
for
little
sure.
cringy. It's a little cringy, but
Chris is like, dude, this is
You
a home
could.
improvement show. What's up?
he's burning some belts and have to replace those pretty regularly.
And scratch some vinyl,
Yeah.
literally, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's
hey,
what
listen.
I used to
But we
do.
can keep you in belts and needle cartridges, no problem.
That's right.
So we can
That's
help you
right.
out.
Okay. Listen, I'm just asking, because when I see a turntable, the first thing I want to do is take my fingers on it and go, wah, 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 wah. But
Well, you
that's
said the
just me.
Beastie Boys, right? So you're reliving
Yeah.
those days.
Right? Hey, one of the best albums ever was Paul's Boutique, even though the original album was good. But I'm just, I like to put that in the gym and get all rocked out. Okay, so high-end home theater and next level stuff, Sonos. If you haven't heard of Sonos, folks, you're going to need to. Paulson's is the leader in that. So can we talk about how you're partnering with them?
Yeah, so we've actually been the largest Sonos dealer in Metro Detroit for many, many years. We have all of their products on display. And it was about 6 months ago, I believe, we started talking with Sonos, and they said they wanted to bring their very first Sonos Experience Center to the United States. They actually have one in London, and we said, you know what, this is an awesome idea. We have a showroom, we have products, we sell a lot of your product, we love it. It's the best wireless music system out there.
So yeah,
period.
tell everyone, speak to everyone like they're in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Sonos, what is it?
Sonos, it's a product that allows you to stream music wirelessly in any room in your house.
Just music?
Just music.
Okay.
But the cool thing, let me phrase that. Hook it up to your television, so when you watch Netflix or your television shows, you can also enhance your TV sound. So I guess
So
I
it goes
shouldn't
through
say
everything.
just music. Correct. Absolutely. Video
Okay.
games, enhance that. Sonos makes a product for that. They call it the Play Bar. Pretty straightforward name, because anything you play will come out on this bar. But be it
Okay.
Netflix or Vudu, anything you watch on your television.
Okay, so here's the question. I used to remember the little plugs in the walls that said TV, CD, DVD, the buttons. We've evolved past that.
Yeah.
Is it all on a phone now? On an app?
It is. That's what's really slick about the Sonos products is they have a Sonos app. It's very intuitive. We can help clients set it up. We can show them in our showroom itself. They can take it home, do it themselves. That's what's great about this product. A lot of our clients still like us to kind of, get things up and running for them. But not only that, though, when you're using their television products like their Play Bar or their Beam, all of which we have, at our store, you can simply control it with the television remote or your Comcast remote control. So it's ultra simple for you to sit back and enjoy your television programs. And then the coolest part about it, flip over and start playing music for the holidays. You've got a party, whatever the case may be.
Well, that's the best part. Jamming music in the background. You know, this time of year, everyone loves the holiday music, and so do I. You know, I think that's an awesome thing. So someone can come to your showroom today, talk to you about the information, and then they can set up a time for them, you guys to come out and give an assessment, and they can plan this for next year.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
love that.
Yeah.
And you're open from 10 to 5 today.
Yes.
Correct.
Location is at 12 in Halstead. PaulsonsAV.com is the website. It's good stuff. So Internet of Things, smart home, convergence. You guys are leading in that. Is there a proper term? What should we call it? What should we lead the way with?
Well, the IoT or Internet of Things definitely seems to be what everyone's referring to, but just smart devices, right?
There's a lot of terms that are used for it, and there's a lot of different approaches that people take with it. I mean, it's tough. I mean, we call it ecosystem.
It's
as well,
fragmented, right?
There is, and
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
certainly got to be intimidating for a client, but that's why we do what we do, because we can explain it to them and make it right for them, not just what they think they want. Once again, help them guide it through this whole Internet of Things.
So that's what I was thinking. So if anyone gets for Christmas gifts, they got a Nest thermostat, they got a couple Hue lights, and they got a couple things, but they don't know how to integrate it all, and they want to do it on one app, and they want to make it better, Paulson's can help with that.
Absolutely.
So that's cool. So this time of year, what are the people buying? Mostly TVs, mostly, add-ons to that?
Televisions are very popular because people want to get things, you're hosting family, you want your house to look as best as it can, so sometimes that new big screens are a way to go. Theater systems are very popular this time of year because if you haven't looked outside lately, it's getting colder, so everyone's going to stay inside, so they want to make that theater so the kids can come home and everyone knows where they're at, play their video games, watch their movie night, Friday night movie night with the family.
Netflix and chill.
Absolutely. Whatever floats your boat, we can help make that happen for you. But, stereo systems too.
The other thing that was kind of funny, just yesterday, we had a client who's already just addicted to controlled lighting. And so his mother came in and bought a half a dozen light switches for loads that he wanted to add into his lighting control system. And I go, "Are you buying this for a gift?" She's like, "Yeah, it's what he says he wants. He just loves controlling his lights and all the things that he's been doing with the system you put in for him. So he'll be calling you once he gets these hooked up to have you guys program them and get them set up for us." So
that's kind of cool.
A gift can be a smart light switch.
Now, what about the people who got the Alexa and those things? You guys can integrate all that?
Certainly. That's the cool thing about the products that we work with is we're here to help integrate existing toys that you've got. So we're not going to tell you to buy everything new unless there's something that you want to do that.
Yeah, upgrade, do it right.
Right, exactly. But Alexa, Google Home, it can integrate with Smart Home. It can be the voice to control everything after that point.
So let's go back to IoT, Internet of Things. Everything's based around Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what about the theory of, yes, you have Wi-Fi, but hardwire network?
Wire is best.
You
Still
agree?
optimal.
Yeah, so the experts say you hardwire it.
Yeah,
Correct.
10 times
Network
out of 10,
cabling?
wire it.
Is that Cat 5? Is it the right Cat 5 network cabling or Cat 6? What is it?
There's Cat 5, Cat 6, Cat 6A, Cat 7, Cat 8.
Oh, so there's cat everywhere.
There's cats everywhere. Exactly. The internet is loaded with them, right? You watch all the videos.
So that's why they call you, because you guys will wire it up right. So in the side of your TV, you put a network cable in, and you got piped right in the internet.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Jacked right into it.
That's the best way to do it.
And you have to have a good wireless system as well, of course, because your phones, your laptops, devices like
Good morning. It's the weekend. This is Hire Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We've got Sarah Sells in the co-pilot seat. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
Awesome Saturday.
Yes.
Well, we just rocked out a great hour of Hire It Done. Got one more hour right now. And joining us on the phone is one of the Hire It Done pre-screen contractors who's having a kick-butt year. His name is Bill Burkhart Jr., and the name of the company is Kanga Roof because they hop to it.
I like that.
What up, Bill?
Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing this morning?
We are kicking COVID's butt. How about them apples?
I'm right there with you. We're masked up out there helping repair roofs, and right now we're actually getting ice out of gutters and trying to stop some ice dam leaks.
Yeah, well, that's a big problem right now. So let's talk about Kanga Roof for a second. So it's a new year, Bill.
Yep.
You guys hop to it, which I love. We've now been partners and Hire It Done with you guys, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years? It's been a while, right?
It's been a long time now, so I'm
Yeah.
proud of that.
So I'm glad.
awesome.
Yeah. How is the COVID hitting you guys? Tell me how you pivoted for COVID and what your company's doing now to make homeowners happy, safe, secure, clean, good feeling, and giving the great service that you do. Tell me about it.
Well, absolutely. Well, hindsight's 2020, and thankfully 2020 is behind us. But there were some real positives that came out of the year and out of the pandemic. For us, safety is always so important. One of our core values is we care. We look for ways to go above and beyond. So now what we've incorporated is options for touch-free if somebody needs it. Maybe they're immunocompromised. It brought a refocus to us on the community last year. There was a period of time we were out, we couldn't do appointments because of the shutdown, so we were out delivering meals to folks in need. This year what we're doing is we're actually going to be donating to the Macomb County Food Bank for the appointments we go out and run. We're going to be kicking that off in about a week. So we're excited about it. So it just comes back to keeping people safe and whatever that means to them, whether it's digital, whether it's just making sure we're following all the PPE protocols and being masked up and our floor savers and gloves. It's just about making sure the homeowner feels confident that we're putting them in a safe and healthy environment.
That's really, really good to hear. We're talking with Bill Burkhart Jr. from Kanga Roof. They're a roofing contractor. Bill, you want to give the website and the phone number for people who want to get a hold of you?
Absolutely. It's very simple. It's www.kanga, Kanga, hyphen or dash roof, ROOF.com, and the phone number's 586-566-0308.
And if anyone out there just wants to go to hireitdone.com, click on Contact Adam. I'll send you the information as well directly. So it's, here we are. We just had a big snowfall. The snow on the roofs are melting and then freezing at the edges. It's called ice damming, Bill.
Yep.
We're about to, this week coming up, you're going to get calls from people because there's going to be leaks. Is it easy? One call and you come out and fix it?
Well, it depends. We're certainly one call. We're going to come out and be able to diagnose it. As you know, Adam, ice damming can have a multitude of reasons. Maybe you never cleaned out those gutters and they're clogged, and that's what's causing it. Could be improper ventilation. Could be a lot of different factors going on. But we're going to be able to diagnose it. We're going to be able to get you dry and get the ice out of there. And once we get the snow and ice, then we're going to be able to provide a permanent solution for you.
Love that. Love that. So, Sarah, who's in real estate and likes to flip houses, she was at the break telling me about a situation you had. Sarah, why don't you give a little clarification for Bill on what your situation is?
So, Bill, the next project is going to be a Victorian that's over 100 years old. And it has the original cedar shake shingles on it. And obviously, whoever the past roofing companies were, they did not pull them off. And they went over several layers over the cedar shake. So we've had a bunch of different quotes, but it's wild that it goes from like $18,000 to like $60,000, depending on the material that we use, the removal. And it's very steep. It's a really steep roof, too. So I guess my question is, I do a lot of these alone by myself, just a single female out there. How do I protect myself when it comes to having, contractors such as yourself come out to give these quotes for the roof?
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. There's, with the renovations going on in the city of Detroit and a lot of these historic areas, this is really becoming a big issue because people are buying homes and really getting left playing hot potato when they're the ones with the hot potato. Mm-hmm. These cedar shakes are Short answer, really expensive to fix and fix right. This past year, we got involved on 3 different projects where homeowner hired a contractor. They got about a quarter of the way through it and went, oh, crap, this is way too much, way too hard, we're out.
Yeah.
And then they ended up, and we were way more expensive. I'll be completely upfront with all the listeners on it, because that's what it takes to pay somebody to be willing to do that, do it right, remove it right, and then get it all prepped in.
Right.
You have a fully operational roofing system. So the short answer is, do your legwork on the front end. Make sure you're vetting your contractors. If you got a roof like that, if you hire a contractor who doesn't have 100 5-star reviews, isn't BBB certified, isn't part of Hire It Done, isn't certified through the manufacturers, doesn't have a storefront, run. Because if they don't have a storefront, you sign a $50,000 roofing contract, let me tell you how easy it is for them to go from Tom's Roofing to Bob's Roofing.
Hey, Bill, that was amazing advice just now. We're going to take a quick break. Can I keep you one more segment? We can talk more.
Absolutely.
All right, keep it on hold. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Kangaroo, because they hop to it, we're going to ask some roofing questions, and we're going to solve some ice damming issues, all on the right back. My name's Adam Helfand with Sarah Sells. We'll be right back.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
One of the most dreaded terms in home improvement, particularly roofing, is ice damming. Ice dams strike seemingly without warning, attacking homes in cold weather climates with dangerous and costly consequences. The thing is, ice dams are highly misunderstood and largely preventable. So I want to talk to you about what ice dams are, how to stop them from forming on your home, and what you can do if you've already had them on your roof. Ice dams occur when the snow on your roof melts as a result of the heat escaping your house. When the melted snow reaches the edge of your roof, it then refreezes and creates what we call an ice dam. This ridge of ice prevents the water behind it from running off your roof, but the water touching the hotter portion of the roof remains above freezing. This creates a vicious cycle of melting, refreezing, and thawing. As the ice dam gets bigger, more and more water is trapped underneath and will eventually begin to run up your roof. Shingles are designed to shed water downhill, so when the water flows upwards, it easily penetrates a roof system. Like the great Glenn Hagee said, water always wins. That's why we have a Grand Canyon. Water behind an ice dam will seep through the gaps between the shingles and the plywood on your roof, leaking into your home and damaging everything from the walls, ceilings, insulation, you name it. Paint can peel, floors can warp, ceilings can sag, light fixtures can fill, and wet insulation can lose its R value. The ice dams themselves can bend and tear off gutters and loosen shingles if they become heavy enough. The damage in just one season can add up quickly and cost homeowners thousands in repairs. In order to stop ice damming, first we need to go a little deeper in how they're formed. Ice dams have long been a potential hazard in building, but they weren't always the prominent problem they are today. The reason why is that older homes, anything built before the 90s, weren't that well insulated in the first place. Builders just didn't have the technology or the understanding to do so. As a result, any warm air that escaped the living areas of the house would normally just escape outside before it could cause any problems. From the 90s onward, building technology has taken some leaps and bounds forward. One of the big advancements in home energy efficiency was spray foam insulation. You might have seen companies post these really cool pictures on Facebook where the entire frame of a new house is sprayed full of insulation and foam. To be clear, I'm a big believer that spray foam, when installed properly, is a great insulation system, especially for new constructions where you can easily access the walls and ceilings of a home. The thing is, when builders first started using insulation like this to really seal up homes from the outside, nobody stopped to think about what to do with the air from your home that escapes into the attic. It really hadn't been a problem before. As a result, this was the perfect recipe for ice dams to form. All of a sudden, warm air that made its way into the attic now had no way to get out. Instead, it would create a convection current where heat is transferred to your roof and replaced by more warm air that comes from the inside of your home. Welcome back. This is Higher Done. My name's Adam Helfman. What a great Saturday so far. We're kicking butt here. Sarah Sells in the co-host seat. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
And joining us back on the line is Bill Burkhart Jr. from Kangaroo.
Hey, Bill.
Good morning, everybody. Glad to be here.
So, Bill, let me ask you a question. We're like in the middle of what we'll call ice damming weather.
Yep.
Can you tell the Higher It Done audience who are listening right now, what is exactly ice damming?
So ice damming is a natural occurring phenomenon that happens in your gutters and roofing system, and it's a byproduct of the freeze-thaw that we experience here in the colder climates. Where it becomes a problem with shingle roofing is everyone thinks your roof is waterproof. It's not. It's a water-shedding system. So if those underlayments aren't done right, if the shingles weren't laid right, that ice dam can actually back up underneath the shingles, can damage the shingles, but most importantly, start letting moisture and ice into your attic space and then leaking into your home.
Okay. So even if someone put a brand new roof on a couple years ago, it can happen to any kind of roof. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Adam, it's a reason, the average roof we're going out to do repairs on is less than 10 years old.
Wow.
It's just because people, unfortunately, shop in contracting, and you know this, by price instead of by what they're actually getting. And just because contractor A is doing a Landmark Pro and contractor B is doing a Landmark Pro, let me tell you, the work is night and day different.
So the best shingle is what?
Best shingle on the market right now as far as dimensional for me is going to be the SBS for Certainty, which I think is the best manufacturer. It's going to be the Northgate, which they just started terming the Storm Master. It's a killer shingle. It's flexible. Even in the cold weather, it's responsive. If I was putting a roof on my home, or more importantly, my parents' home, that's what I'd be doing tomorrow.
Okay, let me ask you this, Bill. How important is certification from the manufacturer for a customer or a homeowner?
Huge. People don't realize you can go buy shingles from Menards or Home Depot, and believe it or not, if you install them on your home, you have now given yourself a lifetime warranty, which should tell you what those are worth. When you're working with an actual certified contractor, we're going to be able to provide comprehensive system warranties that actually give you long-term protections. God forbid something ever happened 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, because those will actually go out full value for 50 years.
That's really good advice. So let me add on to that as a home improvement person. For anyone out there listening who needs a roof, let me explain this in simple terms with what Bill just explained. The best roof is the one that's installed properly. You know it, Bill. I know it. And so if you take your Certainty roof and some other Yahoo guy installs it wrong, even though it's the high-end 50-year SBS shingle, homeowners are in trouble, right?
Oh, my God, yeah. Here, you want for homeowners thinking about doing a roof out there, you want a simple tip. When you sit across from a roofing contractor, if you hear this phrase, oh, we do 6 feet ice and water shield all the time, that way you're protected, strike that contractor from your list, because people don't realize you got to go 2 feet in past your interior heated wall with your ice and water shield here in Michigan, or those ice dams can get in. And a lot of people, when you got an 18-inch, a 24-inch overhang, you're going 9 or 12 feet. Think about those big covered entryways. You might be going 20 feet of ice and water shield up that roof.
So it's got to be 2 feet past the heated wall.
Run away.
All right, well, that's important. And by the way, all the Higher Done contractors, the roofers on Higher Done, know exactly what you're talking about. And for anyone out there listening, there are different levels of quality of roofers, just so you know. And at Higher Done, we pride ourselves to promote, the guys who know what they're doing, and they're benchmark level contractors as well. So I appreciate that, Bill. I appreciate you and your company, because literally you're in the cream of you're the 1% roofers that know what they're doing. And here's the best part. And by the way, Bill, let's say you did a roof for someone 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and they have an ice dam issue. They call you up. Tell the audience the process.
Oh, it's really simple. And this is one of the things to take a lot of pride in. We put a roof on, and you have a problem. You call in, and here's the dirty secret. We actually have a service department and we come right out there. We figure out what's going on. If it's our fault in any way, shape, or form, we take care of it. It's really that simple. Our service manager, Gabe, is awesome. My brother, Matt, runs the operations side, and his team, our best reviews are, my gosh, your team is so amazing when they came out to my home. And we take a lot of pride in that. That's why we do what we do. We want to prove there's a better way to run a roofing company.
Thank you very much for that, by the way. And Bill, by the way, literally, I'm going to tell you right now, you're a 5-star rated contractor with Hire It Done. The reviews that we get. Now, remember, we don't do reviews on Hire It Done. What we do is we call. Hey, Mrs. Jones, how was your experience with Kangaroo? Is what we do.
And they do the reviews.
Yeah, and then we encourage them to do the. And by the way, the results are everyone they rave about you. How's your dad doing? How's Bill Senior?
Hey, my dad is doing awesome. So we joke, we tell him it's good to be the king, but he's in the office this morning. I can tell you that much. Working right now. So is my brother. I'm just the one who gets to do my job from home. So I'm sitting at the kitchen table, slightly over caffeinated, and jamming away on our website right now and working with you guys. It's awesome.
Sarah's got a question as we wrap this up. Sarah, what are you going to ask him?
So let me ask you this, Bill. I obviously will call and have you guys come out. How long am I waiting to have you come out and do a quote for the roof? And then what are we looking at time frame to actually get the roof done?
Yep. So right now, for a roof replacement, unless you have an active emergency, we want to wait until it's warmer. It's better if you read the manufacturing guidelines to wait until it's about 40 degrees or more. Turnaround to get out there, as long as it's safe to get up there, we'll be out there within the week. Right now with the snow, if you need your roof replaced, we can be out there this week. If you need an evaluation where you're deciding whether or not you need it, we got to make sure we can actually get on the roof and there's no snow up there. So, that might be a week or two. And I'm going to throw one plug out there because we're really geeked. Okay. We're expanding because 2020 was such a gangbuster year. And if any of your listeners are liking what they hear, we want to add somebody to my team on the consultation side and the sales side who wants to actually go out, work hard, and help people.
So you're hiring?
Just let us know.
You're hiring?
We're hiring, and you get to be on my team.
All right, I like that. Team Bill. All right, well, Bill, listen, I want to thank you. We've got to wrap this up, but thanks for calling in.
For all the information.
As soon as we open up the studio, Bill, we're going to get you back in here for Sarah and I. It's better when you're in the studio. We want that. We're waiting for the permission from corporate. But anyways, I appreciate you calling. If anyone wants to get a hold of Kangaroo, just go to hireitdone.com, click on Ask Adam. I'll give you Bill Jr.'s information, especially if you want to go work for them. Great company, great pay. Everything's good there. So, Bill, thanks for calling in. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds
good,
guys.
Bill.
Thanks so much. Stay safe.
All right, cool.
You too.
So, Sarah, that was I like him. I like their company.
Yeah.
That's one of the things about Hire It Done is I'm a relationship guy. There's not a contractor that's part of Hire It Done that I don't like.
That's good. That's really important. It's the same thing as real estate. You have to have a trusting, really healthy relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I like them. By the way, any of our roofers, Kanga, Yes, Tittle, all of them, Peaks, Exterior Experts, American Standard, they keep going. They're all great roofers. Bill's just such a friendly, nice guy. I like him.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, tankless water heater myths. I'm going to talk about tankless water heaters. And we haven't mentioned toilets today, so we got to get on that too.
Here we go.
My name's Adam Helfman. We got Sarah Sells in studio. We'll be right back.
Your house brought you together. Like, really together. And although together is great, together with more space is better. With Rocket Mortgage, you get personalized loan options, closing costs, and tax estimates, all in real time. So when you need to know what it takes for a home to fit your budget and your family, Rocket can.
One of the biggest setbacks to remodeling and renovation projects is that homeowners oftentimes don't know where to start. And I get it. A renovation project is understandably overwhelming. You may have so many decisions to make: the cabinets, the tiles, the countertop, the flooring. And on top of that, there are so many different options for each one. I asked one of Hired Done's top renovation contractors, Jim Seggi of Seggi Renovations, what he thinks about how to start a renovation project. And he agreed with me. He said, Adam, when people get overwhelmed, it's because they don't know where to start. And I always recommend starting with the basic layout and the budget, because that will give you the blueprint and the guidelines that you need to make the rest of your decisions on the project. Jim stresses the importance that Seggi Renovations is a one-stop shop for your entire project. And I actually agree with Jim on this. It's very easy to get confused if you're trying to work with several other different contractors. You can have two contractors tell you two different things that are both technically correct, and neither one might be the right thing to do in your kitchen. Remember, no two kitchens are the same. You can't just go to the store, pick out a kitchen, and have it installed the next week. Now, in a new construction, they might put the same kitchen in 20 different homes, but you have to realize that the job of a builder is to construct the biggest house for the least amount of money. The builder's job is not to give you the best possible kitchen for your home. So, you start with a contractor who's one-stop shop like Seggi Renovations, and you start with a layout and a budget. Then it's time for the fun part, which is actually making the selections. But a lot of homeowners can still feel overwhelmed by making this selection process. Jim Seggi recommends that you go to a showroom. It's not the largest space, but every single thing in the showroom is handpicked and value-added with a product that he recommended someone use in their kitchen. And that's really the key to what makes a good showroom. You want a place where you can go to see the different combinations and styles and have a chance to kick the tires on your new kitchen or bath. And that's key, because the reason Seggi Renovations is such a great contractor is that they can make this stressful process not seem so stressful. Jim says start with the layout. I say start with the contractor, because the contractor can be the difference between a nightmare project and a dream kitchen, or a headache and a walk in the park. For more remodeling tips, or if you're ready to start your renovation project, it's pretty simple. Just head to hireitdone.com. Welcome back. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfand. In the studio with me today is Sarah Sells. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Adam.
248-539-9797. If you have a question Google can't answer, or if you are an essential worker, contractor, anyone out there that wants a shout out Saturday. Does Kangaroo get paid to be on your show? Yep, they get paid a ton of money. Is there a way to get best quality at cheapest prices?
Oh, that's a good question.
Kind
of an oxymoron, right?
No, it is. There's ways to do it. You just here's the thing. What people don't realize is the value of one thing. You know what that is? It's the new currency. You know what the value of the new currency is? Your new currency in home improvement is time.
I was going to say it's how much goes into each project.
Well, the time. If you spend a lot of time, you can get high quality at a lower price. But then your job will take 3 to 4 times as long. Now, remember, there's been this, I've heard this in the past. You can pick 2 out of 3 of these items: quality, time, and price. You can only have 2. So if you want high quality and a low price, it's going to take forever. If you want it done quick, and you want high quality, it's going to cost you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to balance that out. Just a thought, right? What's wrong with cutting corners if it saves money? Never, ever cut corners. That's a DB type of answer or question.
I mean, I tried it with some of the stuff that I did at my bungalow, and you know what? I ended up spending more time fixing the corners that I cut. Never
Thank you.
again.
Right.
Never, ever again.
Forget about it. P&R Tax. Shout out, New Baltimore. Thank you for texting in. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. So, Sarah, have you ever had you've heard of a tankless hot water heater?
Yeah, I've always wanted one, but I always thought that they're like really expensive. I don't know where to. Can you just go to like a big box store and get them? Like I don't.
Okay, so let's talk
I don't know
about
enough about them.
tankless water heater myths.
Okay.
And first of all, the first myth is they're expensive to operate. Okay, and it's an alternative. First of all, let me tell everyone what a tankless water heater is an alternative to a bulky 40, 50 gallon water heater that
Right.
takes up a lot of
just
space, right?
Compact on the wall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's wall mounted. So a common myth that many people believe is that a tankless water heater requires dishing out a hefty amount of money.
Right.
So-
I always thought that they were a lot more money.
So a high efficiency 50 gallon water heater for your house, which is a quick recovery, vented outside, like that kind of thing, you can probably get it for right around $1,900 to $2,100.
Compared to
A tankless water heater is about $3,500. So it's more money. However, there's a big difference between each one.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the myths is that they're expensive. I don't believe they're expensive because a tankless water heater doesn't use energy. In fact, a tankless water heater can save you about 20% of your energy bill as a result of the heater not storing hot water when it's not being used. So let me just give you the basic information. A 50-gallon hot water heater, Sarah, at your house is heating that 50-gallon water to 120 degrees all day long, 24 hours.
Wow.
So it's always heating it, right?
Yeah, so just constant energy
Right.
loss. Money
So a
loss.
tankless water heater, Sarah,
Yeah.
has no tank. So it's heating nothing. So when you turn the faucet hot water on, when you turn it on, all of a sudden water from the hot water starts to come to your faucet, but there's nothing heated. So that triggers like a light switch, click. It turns on the heat for the tankless, and that starts to heat water. So it takes, one of the downsides is it takes a little bit of time, 30 seconds or more, for hot water to start coming out of your faucet.
For the standard.
No, for the tankless.
And then for the standard, you're about a minute.
No, it's quicker. It's quicker for a standard, believe it or not.
Oh.
So here's my point. My point is it a downside? Now, just because it's smaller in size doesn't mean a tankless water heater doesn't have the necessary parts like a thermostat. In fact, they offer an adjustable thermostat for personalized use, helping you prevent overheating and potential scalding. So you can adjust the temperature on a tankless water heater.
Okay.
And so that's one of the things, if you can. 248-539-9797. If you're a contractor or an essential worker or whatever, it's Shout Out Saturdays. We'd love to give you a shout out.
Yeah.
Some people think another myth of a tankless water heater, Sarah, is that they don't supply enough hot water.
Really?
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Once a water heater, a tankless water heater is that once the water is used, water must be reheated, which can take up to 30 minutes. But there's no storage tank, which means no shortage of hot water. That's the key. Water is heated as it passes over a heating element to an outlet.
So really as many showers as you want to take continuously
Right,
is
that's the
not
key.
going to be an issue, especially
So-
for those with a big family.
You get it. So
Yeah.
if Junior takes a shower at 7,
Yeah.
and at 7:30, Junior's little brother, and then the sister, and you have 4 kids, and then the adults, 5-6 showers, you're out of water after the second one, and
Yeah.
not with a tank. With a tankless, it goes forever. So that's an advantage.
Ooh.
Now, the belief that they deliver hot water instantly is what I talked about earlier, right?
It's not instant.
It does come quick, but
I mean,
it's not
it's
as quick.
quick.
It's not instantaneous. That's what people need to understand.
I feel like my water is not instantaneous anyways.
It never is.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So let me ask you this. What brand, is there a certain one better than another, would you think, Sarah? Like we talked roofing, the best roof, we always tell everyone, is the one that's installed properly, whether it's GAF, Owens Corning, CertainTeed, whatever those roofs
Yeah.
are. But like tankless water heaters, there's Noritz, There's Takagi. There's Renai. There's
So,
Bosch.
I mean, I'm sure that it goes with anything in home improvement. There's certain levels of everything
course.
that you do.
Well, let me give advice.
Yeah.
Tankless water heaters are a great addition to a house
Okay.
if it's sized properly. That's the key word. Let me say it again. If it's sized properly. And you size a tankless water heater by gallons per minute and how much usage. So you take a look at your household, washing machine, kitchen, bathrooms, and how many people are living there. Because then you look at the use. If you're doing laundry, if you're doing the dishes, you're doing laundry, and you're taking a shower, can a tankless water heater, can it keep up? So that's the key. So you want to size the water heater so it can. And that sizing goes by gallons per minute. Now, I will tell you that we have great plumbers on Hired Done. And you've heard me talk about Shelby Mechanical, Ron Alexander.
Yeah.
Here's what I would do. I would find a trustworthy plumber first, okay?
Okay.
Then go to the plumber and say to the plumber, I want to take this hot water heater. Which one do you recommend? Because a lot of plumbers who put them in on a regular basis will have a preferred brand. And why do you think that is, Sarah?
Warranty, quality, components.
Keyword, you write it right out of the gates, warranty. Because a plumber doesn't want to come back and service things that is bad quality. So a plumber's going to find a tankless water heater he's going to put in that's going to give you a good warranty. That's going to be rock solid, bulletproof, and all the good bells and whistles. So like Shelby Mechanical, he puts in a certain brand. I think it's Renai that he likes to put in. And there's all kinds of different brands. However, you got to make sure you put one in for the long haul. That's the key. 248-539-9797. You got a question this morning for Sarah or myself. We'd love to hear from you. If you're a worker, essential worker, or a contractor, we'd love to give you a shout out and get, in fact, TM Tarpey Hardwood Floors out of East Point's listening. Thanks for tuning in, you guys.
Need to check them out.
Right? We like that. So if you want to get a tankless water heater, Sarah, what are your thoughts on price?
Well, I mean, obviously, you had already talked about the myth of I thought they were double in price, but obviously that's not the case.
No, they're more money, but it's better. You're going to save. They're going to pay for themselves over time. The other thing is they take up less space.
They do.
You know, and by the way, if anyone wants to say what a downside is, you know, like if you talk to like my plumbers, like Ron Alexander, he'll tell you it takes longer to get to the point of use. So what I'm saying is if you're taking water heaters in your basement and you got a shower on the second floor, you turn the hot water on. It's going to take 30 seconds or more to get it. Now, if you want instant hot water, there's recirculating pumps. There's things you can do. However, also you got to look at, and this is where it comes into talking to your plumber. What about warranty? Now, plumbers, you know, who install properly have the best warranties, but the product manufacturer has to have a warranty as well. And according to like Ron Alexander, he told me Renai has the best warranty. And it's like 6 years parts and labor. And then what else can go wrong? Your burner, you know, the blast furnace, I'll call it. That they have I think it's a 12-year.
So Adam, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is there going to be the same maintenance with a tankless as there is with the standard?
No, it's less maintenance. A lot less maintenance.
Okay.
But it still makes sense to get it tuned up every once in a while. So that's the other thing. But hey, you just don't know, right? So if you have a question this morning, 248-539-9797. Sarah's in studio with me. We're talking tankless water heaters. And we're going to take a quick break, but I want to talk about a checklist for flipping houses.
Let's do it.
Are you down for that, Sarah?
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, flipping houses. What do you need to know if you're going to try and buy a house and flip it? My name's Adam Helfand with Sarah Sells, 97.1 The Ticket.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Hi, it's Adam Helfman from Hire It Done. It's really cold outside. You're in the house. You got a little bit of stir crazy going on. Well, I'm going to give you 5 projects that anyone can do this winter. Whether you decide to do it yourself or hire it done, painting your interior walls is a great project to get out of the way in the cold winter months. The ideal temperature for paint to dry is between 50 and 85 degrees. So winter is arguably better to paint in because you don't have to worry about running the air conditioning because you just painted. A change of colors on the walls can also help if you're starting to feel a case of the old cabin fever setting in. There's no time like the winter to get warmer floors. New carpet is an upgrade the whole family can appreciate. But you'll have to be careful because some new carpeting will give off VOCs, or what we call volatile organic compounds. So here's a tip. If you don't want to have to crack your windows open in the cold, ask your carpet installer to air out the carpeting for 3 to 5 days before they install it. Whether it's new grout, an updated sink faucet, or a full bathroom renovation, winter is the right time for working on your bathroom. The bathroom is an enclosed interior space, and you use it every day. That means you're going to appreciate it all year long. There's no time better than the winter for a brand new steam shower or a heated toilet seat. A lot of homeowners love running space heaters in the cold winter months, and I'm one of them. But space heaters utilize a lot of power and are a fire hazard if they're not placed properly or plugged into an outlet that isn't on a designated circuit. And speaking of outlets, winter is a great time to upgrade to built-in plugs with USB ports. Perfect for sitting under blankets and welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Got Sarah Sells here. Welcome. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
Today's Shout Out Saturday, so if you have a question for us, 248-539-9797, or if you have a question Google can't answer, you're an essential worker or a contractor, we'll give you a shout out. Love to shout out to all the contractors out there. So you know, flipping homes is a good, you know, people with extra money, people who like that, have a little flair. You know, flipping homes on TV and flipping homes in real life are different.
Oh my God. It's like,
right?
Yes. HGTV is not real, Adam.
Yep. Well, let's call it this way. I've flipped many times, 100 times, many, 10 to the 10th power houses.
Yep, you have.
And I've lost my butt on a lot of them. Like, it took me 10, 15 houses before I really dialed it in to make good money. So there's a lot of things you can look for and a lot of mistakes to avoid. Mm-hmm. So if anyone out there wants to try and flip houses, let me just learn from my experience. And Sarah, I want your opinion on a lot of these because you come from the real estate side.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some housing flipping mistakes people make and how to avoid them.
Okay, let's
Okay.
do it.
Over improving a house.
Yes, this is the number one thing. And there was someone who I was working with before with the Flipping Adam, and it was always high end
Yep.
when it didn't matter. You know?
Yeah, of course.
So
It's
over
yeah.
improving.
Right. Well, you want the house to fall in line with what other properties are in the
Absolutely.
neighborhood, right?
Absolutely.
So doing too much likely makes your home hard to sell, or you're not going to get the return or the value back.
Absolutely.
Okay. And you probably won't recoup what you put into it, let alone make a profit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in business for a profit. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm going to buy a house and I'm not planning on living in it, then I'm going to go buy hardware for the cabinets that dress the cabinets up, but aren't the ones that are $30 a knob. It's going to be
Right.
$3 a knob.
Right.
You know, but people don't realize that. Okay. So what's another piece of information I can give homeowners on flipping houses? How about, Sarah, biting off more than you can chew?
Everybody says this is this is how I live my life, right? I have like 8 projects going at a time. So I definitely fall into this category, but I don't function any other way. I really don't.
Okay, so you're right. So when I say that, I'm talking about, let's say you buy a house that's
Yeah.
like that 100-year-old Victorian you were talking about, right? That house, not only, if it's a turn of the century property, not only is it going to need gutting and rewiring and get rid of the knob and tube and the hot water heat, and there's plaster. That's a tough one. What you need to do is start off slow when you're flipping houses and don't bite off more than you can chew, but
It's overwhelming for
Yeah, it is.
sure. I mean, I just finished a smaller house and it took several months and it was a lot. I mean, it was 7 days a week, putting time, money, effort into it. So yeah, I've seen people walk away from flip houses because they're like, this is crazy. Because it just doesn't end, right? It's not just paint and flooring normally.
of course.
As you know, you get into the walls and,
a
there was
lot
a
of work.
leak, there's electrical issues. So,
Well, that's the thing. If you're not an expert in it, I would suggest working with one.
yeah.
248-539-9797. Today's shout out Saturday. If you're a contractor, you got a question Google can't answer. We got a few that came in. Josh with Emergency Response Services just texted in. They do
Hey,
water,
Josh.
fire, mold mitigation. If you have frozen pipes this morning, obviously you got to call them, or you call Ron Alexander, Shelby Mechanical, because they'll come out and fix your frozen pipes. Good morning, Adam. I have an issue with my hot water.
Okay.
Our showers are on the second floor in the opposite end of our house, and the propane water heater is in the basement. We waste a lot of energy getting hot water to the bathrooms every time we shower. The hot water is great on the first floor in our kitchen and the half bath, which sit right above the water heater. We have talked about installing a tankless electric water heater in the upstairs near the bathrooms. What are your thoughts and suggestions on our problems? Okay. That's a good question. That's from Raymond. So, Raymond, let me give you some advice, and Sarah, maybe you can chime in too. So he says the hot water getting all the way up, it's propane heated, so he's got a tank in his house, to the second floor. So there's a couple things. First, you can insulate the pipes all the way up to the showers upstairs, and that will keep the water hotter.
Is that
will
the
make a small-
black?
Yeah, pipe wrap. Yep.
Okay.
It's very inexpensive. It's the cheapest solution. Now, if that doesn't make it, here's the next thing, Raymond. You can have a plumber install a recirculating pump, which then means that the water is recirculating through the hot water tank back and forth. So you get hot water, it stays warmer longer. Now, it does cost a little bit more because of the cost of the pump, but that's one option. And then you said maybe an electric water heater tankless. An electric tankless is your electric bills go through the roof, but you're only going to use it when you're using the tankless, which is to fire up the hot water upstairs. It's an option, but that's very expensive. Suggestion: call Ron Alexander, Shelby Mechanical, have him put a recirculating pump, and you'll be bragging to me what a great job it was. How about them apples?
I love it.
Right? So flipping houses again. What about tankless is, tankless is too much energy. You got to go with gas if you're going to go tankless, not electric tankless, but gas tankless.
Yeah.
So what if you don't budget enough money to do your flip?
Yeah. Obviously, you always want to stay within budget. There's just so many little factors that come up. So budget is huge when it comes to doing a flip.
Okay. Well, that's another. Now, what about doing a lot of it yourself? being a DIY. Oh, I'm going to paint the rooms and I'm going to hang this and I'm going to do that. You know, if you're a trained carpenter or an electrician, by all means.
What are you
have
trying
at
to
it.
say? Don't do what Sarah just did? Look, you know, I did redo my floors 3 times when I should have just
Hired the guy.
hired the guy.
So when you say you redid your floors, give me a little bit more. Is this a hardwood floor? Is
So
this
there
carpet?
was
What is it?
there was new carpet that was put in there, but I'm really particular and I didn't know what was in there before, people, pets. So I ripped all of it out myself, the tack strip, the padding, all of it, hauled it down the stairs, hauled it out. Then I sanded down the wood floors by hand because I couldn't get the large sander up the stairs. Did that several times. Pretty tedious, hard work. Then I tried to stain it, but the stain that I used did not go well with whatever was on there previously and in the wood. So it changed to a rust color. Hence 2 more times with the painting and staining. Long story short, the amount of time, effort, and money I put into it, I should have just hired out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me just say that. That's a good idea. So, Sarah, what
Adam?
about your own time?
Right.
So, let's say I want to buy a house and I want to flip it.
Mm-hmm.
You're my real estate agent.
Yes.
What's the most important thing? Like, if I say to you, all right, Sarah, I want to make money on a flip, and you know I'm going to sell it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to know, okay, you're in this X neighborhood, you want to sell it. This is the range that the house will sell at. You can tell me what it'll sell.
Of
right?
course, I'll pull it
So
down.
every house in the neighborhood is $300,000.
Mm-hmm.
Am I stupid or not smart by saying, all right, I'm going to sell it for $350 because it's newly renovated or not?
It's just gonna depend on what the comps are willing, to provide for that value. We always say you never want to be the most expensive house in that neighborhood. However, supply and demand, as you know, we're in a market right now where we have pretty much zero inventory because as soon as it comes on the market, it's gone within 24 hours in a desirable neighborhood per se. So it's just going to depend on the market and the area.
What's more important, the buying with the price you buy the house at or the price you sell it at?
It's going to be the price that you buy.
Exactly. Perfect.
Every time.
It's all
Every
about the
time.
buy.
Yeah.
It's always about the buy. So buy low, sell high, right?
Yeah.
So how do you come across deals? Like, I want to steal a house. Like, what do you do? You got to act quick. You got to have money, cash. What do you do?
All of the above. All of the above, for sure. And, right now, are you getting that $120,000 house for $40,000? No, we're not seeing a lot of that. We thought that there was going to be this big boom of foreclosures due to COVID and such, but we haven't really seen that come through yet.
Okay. Now, here's one that I'm going to say.
Okay.
That I get a lot of calls. Homeowners are trying to flip houses, right? Calling me up.
Yeah.
And we have to wrap this up, but they can't get contractors to show up or they get ripped off by contractors.
Yeah, this is true.
And so
I've had that.
if you ever need advice for flipping a house, you can always contact me. I'll always give a homeowner free advice on what to do and find good contractors to help out. And now we have a real estate agent that we can send them to as well.
That's right.
You know any good ones?
I do.
I do too. Well, Sarah, it's wrapping up another great show.
It was a great weekend with you again, Adam.
Isn't it the best? Could you just tell all the ladies how fun this is?
It is. I love it.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having
HireItDone.com.
me.
If you need anything, just visit HireItDone.com. I'm here for you. Sarah's here for you.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in. We're very grateful. I want everyone to have an awesome weekend. And by the way, I want Tampa Bay to win the Super Bowl. Go Tampa Bay. Go Bucks. Mahomes, he already got one. Let's go Tampa Bay. Have a great weekend, everyone. Talk to you soon.
Okay.